Well, yeah, sound is going to sound a little weird, but like I said, we are going to very much wing it. Welcome, creatures of all ages. We are. My name is Osmus Tarkus, and today we are playing as the Pathfinder Society. Let me just turn the sound off so that it doesn't like duplicate the sound. Turn sound down, I mean. Good day indeed. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Fantasy Friday. Taking a break from Total War to indulge in my other pastime and my other passion, which is tabletop RPGs. So I've been playing tabletop RPGs for on and off for 14 years right now, and started when I was 14, and I got introduced to the absolute madness and absolute insanity that is teenagers playing a tabletop RPG. We were playing Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition, and already we had a wizard who was throwing fireballs in random directions and killing his team. We had a DM who was uncreative with names, so he was naming people like freaking Vernon Roche and Magnus the Red. This is before I actually knew what The Witcher was, so when he kept on saying Vernon Roche, the Black Man, I always assumed Vernon Roche from The Witcher was black, because I kept hearing Black Man instead of Black Hand. And then you had this rogue who was, who violated the queen in her sleep and made her pregnant. And then you had me, who was a hormonal. I wanted to play this game, but my laptop can't handle it. I know how that feels. Before I got my gaming computer, I was playing Total War Warhammer 2 on my my laptop, and it lagged so much, but it was still so much fun. But yeah, tabletop RPGs should be rated 18 and up base, because it always becomes that way when a bunch of hormonal teenagers, some of which may have been like completely Menhera like I was back then. It also ruins friendships, by the way. There are quite a few. This was our means of escape back when I was in Utah in therapy. Under the watchful guidance of totally well-meaning Mormons, and this was my means of escape, and it almost ruined friendships multiple times. RPGs ruin friendships. If you don't, that's why you should always play. You should always play it exclusively with people you trust. If you play it with strangers, you could make some very good friends, but honestly, you're asking for trouble. Anyways, Pathfinder or 1E. There's a reason why Wizard of the Coast left the system, because it's not for the faint of heart. There's like thousands, if not millions, of different options for character building, and if you're not careful, some of your players can do things that they have no idea, what they're doing, and others can do nothing, completely min-max their way into a situation that a GM doesn't know how to handle. So I have played Pathfinder Kingmaker. I had a lot of fun with it. I played as a chaotic evil half-orc. They tried to commit financial fraud, and like one of my friends, when I told him about, said, "Are you sure he's not the hero of this story?" Good times. But anyways, as usual, when I As usual, when I play a character creation based RPG, I plan to very much randomly generate my character. So here we go. Wrath of the Righteous. The adventure path that first brought in mythic adventures, the insanity that is mythic adventures. What is Mythic Adventures? Well, at Mythic Tier 9, you become immortal, and at 10, you can at 10 level 10, you can only be killed with like a very powerful magic artifact. If you get killed any other way, you respawn somewhere. You basically become Jesus. Like I often sometimes say, if Jesus was an RPG, he would be a level 20 Mythic 10, the Tier 10 character, because he can cast Wish, which is basically what you would need to do to feed a crowd of people. A crowd of people with a few fish and some bread. It's what you need to walk on water, and it's what you need to come back from the dead. So yeah. All the things Jesus did, you can do that too. We are playing on... We are playing on Daring because this is the difficulty level that this is the difficulty level that is generally recommended for people who have a familiarity with the base game system, that is the pen and paper Pathfinder system. It's the difficulty I played on Pathfinder Kingmaker, and I died a lot, but it was so much fun. I could play a pre-generated character if I was a fucking loser. Portrait doesn't really matter too much. But, you know... Do you want to play a guy or a girl? Let's see. D2. On a 1, it's a guy. On a 2, it's a chick. It's a chick. Alright. There are 11 different races. So, let's roll a d12. 7, so we are playing as a half-orc, just like last time. I like the way this is going already. Huh? Why can't I play half-elf? Half-orc. Huh? Why can't I choose my race? What's going on? Oh, there we go. Oh. Yeah, half-orc, and... There are a lot of different classes in this game, so, as you can see, so... I know, right? Right, that's I told you, the insanity of Pathfinder First Edition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, more than a... We're just gonna keep rolling a D100 until we get to one of these. Alright, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oracle. Basically a sorcerer, but God-fearing. Basically, instead of getting his powers from a god, he gets his character from... This game is too complicated for me. Yeah, me too. Good. You know, this is why you're not playing the game. This is why I'm playing it and you're watching me stream it. So you're welcome. Okay, so hold on a second. I'm going to fit my armor. By the way, this armor I'm wearing, this is this armor I'm wearing, this is Hell Knight armor. It's the armor of the Royal Guard and Police Force of the Kingdom of the Empire of Cheliax. Basically, combination between devil worshipping Nazi Germany and colonial Britain. A big part of this faction's overall feel was that in first edition they were slavers. Like, they had this large underclass of slaves, many of whom were halflings. And then in second edition, Paizo decided, we're just going to remove slavery from the game completely. It's never has been there, never will be there, isn't there, and we're not going to explain why. We're not even going to bother retconning it. There has never been slavery in Golarion. And you know what? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. So, anyways. We are playing as a half-orc. And here we get to the nitty-gritty of... Okay, first of all, are we a basic, human-raised, or tribal? Let's see. Half-orc raised by humans. Alright. Additional skill rank. So, more human than human. No, just kidding. Background. Let's see. All right, we are a noble. A noblewoman decided one day that she was getting tired of the Prince Charmings in her area and decided she instead was more fitted for the local Shrek. Leader. Ha! Like that's ever gonna happen! Become proficient with rapiers, longswords, greatswords, and bucklers. Alright. So, of course, by longsword, we don't actually mean, like, bastard sword. I mean, longsword and bastard sword are two different things in this game. A bastard sword is the historical longsword, meaning a long sword meant to be used in two hands. The long sword is what historically was known as an arming sword, or spatha. The rapier is also here, and the great sword. Definitely very Renaissance era weapons. And buckler proficiency, so we are very much a Renaissance noble. Ability points. So, oracles are charisma-based, charisma-based spellcasters, so through their force of will and their good looks, they, through their force of will and good looks, they get their powers from some deity or the other. I remember in one of the old Pathfinder adventure paths, the Reign of Winter, the players travel to Tsarist Russia during World War One, and they encounter Rasputin. Rasputin is a level 18 Oracle. I mean, Oracle, I feel like, is basically where you have divine powers, but don't feel like elaborating on where you get it from. So, do I want to be like a pure spellcaster, or do I want to be a, like, bash things in spellcaster? I think I'll be a bash things spellcaster. I want some extra skill points. Want to be a little tough. And I want wisdom, sort of a dump stat. Alright. Allocate skill points. A nobleman would be pretty well, have to be good at sports, because, you know, sports were something, that's the whole point of being a noble, that you have the time to train, you have the time to indulge in fitness instead of working in the fields. Mobility, that happened, that A2, knowledge world. With nobility, you get the luxury of learning about the world, such as how British nobles took the Grand Tour as a rite of passage, where they traveled around Western Europe to learn about their classical heritage. Obviously, gotta know about religion. Persuasion, ha! If you don't believe if what I say, then you're a filthy non-believer that needs to be crushed. Let's also take the lore of nature, because why not? Do I ever get to choose my mystery? Yeah, I think that's later. This is the part that gets really weird, because there's like a bunch of tiers of feats that lead to another, that, and the Oracle isn't particularly dependent on feats because she's a spellcaster, so you don't actually need to think too much about how to customize your character, because you can just take spells and blast people, which is already sort of easy mode in this game. So I am going to take Power Attack, because I already established that I would be a bash things spellcaster. Okay, so oracles always have some sort of curse, like Earth, like for example, blindness. I love Spellblades. Honestly, who fucking doesn't? Like, Dragon Age Origins, Arcane Warrior was so broken. You could just multiclass into Arcane Warrior and Healer, and then set your character to drink lyrium potions whenever he ran out of mana, and then you could just turn the game off. You could just alt-tab and let your characters fight, heal whenever they get to low health, and then you just fucking never die. So Of course, I'm going to randomly generate this. Alright. I don't need to move. Move. I can do magic. Like moving is what the muscle heads are for. Yeah, Pathfinder's first edition was very much in the linear fighters, quadratic wizards era when wizards were like got stupid broken, like had game-changing abilities in power, like Gandalf in the later levels, and fighters just were okay fighters. So mythic levels kind of bounce this out because everyone becomes OP, but the game is kind of broken by then. Mystery. This is where we get our powers from. And I got an 8, so we are doing waves. See, that's why I don't walk, because I know because I prefer swimming. I guess I have webbed feet. Revelation. I guess I'm an, like, aquatic caster, but there's no real swimming in this game, so, I guess I will... Interesting. Flow like water. Be like water, my friend. Don't think, feel. Icy skin, ice armor. Why not? Additional spells. Cure spells or inflict spells. Do I want to heal or fuck things up? The hurting. What was that thing that? What's his name? That thing that the medic says in TF2. The hurting is the hurting is more fun than the healing. No, I don't need to inflict damage. I can just bash them their skulls in. Choose spells. Yeah, the Oracle doesn't actually get to choose his spells at the beginning of every day. They have a few spells. They have a few spells only, and they have to use them over and over again. Let's take Divine Favor. And Shield of Faith. Yeah, let's basically... Yeah, I'm basically becoming a battle mage, a battle cleric. Okay, so I'm a waves cleric. So I guess it would make sense to have to follow a god that has something to do with water. How about Gorum? Gorum's the god of war, and you know, you can always fight on the fight on the water. Water. You just need a big enough boat. So, do I want to be a good asshole, a not so good asshole, or just an asshole? I guess I rolled a 1 out of 3, so I guess I am going to be not so much of an asshole, but still an asshole. Yeah, let's go with this.
I won't take that.
I do kind of look like a female version of myself, so let's call it Zezima. Zosima. Zima. Interesting story. So you guys know RuneScape, right? In the really early days of RuneScape, in the mid 2000s, the highest level player I knew a guy who claimed that the highest leveled player in RuneScape, meaning with the highest combined level, was actually in my elementary school. Yeah, believe it or not, it was I think it might have been an elementary school kid. That, or it was some guy just lying. His name was Zezima, and apparently this friend of mine had a friend on RuneScape named Zezima12 or something, and I just thought, oh cool, it's the guy's alt account. But yeah, the idea that the highest leveled player in RuneScape at that point would be an elementary schooler, he was probably lying. Kids, elementary school kids, they tell all sorts of crazy stories. This is the same guy who kept on saying, I'm vegetarian, but I eat tuna sandwiches because tuna is carnivorous algae. Anyways, the day of my debut. Save the day.
Heal me quickly. Can we get a healer over here?
That's me, I think.
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't she be carted off somewhere else like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
I like the way you think. No. I'm a healer who likes to hurt.
Everyone step back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to her? Wound looks nasty. Who did this to her?
Totally wasn't me.
Demons, Prelate. We found her barely alive outside the walls of Canabris. Walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right.
People have always had a tendency to celebrate or joke or make light even in the most direst of situations. I don't think it's I think it's a way of coping, but like, even in places as shitty as like peasants in 18th century Russia, where everyone was just desperately trying to survive the winter, and they weren't really thinking about happiness as much as sustenance. They found time to celebrate. Usually it revolved around the church, and it was the reason it was a way to keep on going.
We'll get you patched up now. But first,
I could totally imagine that being replicated in a kingdom that
permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules.
being bombarded almost every day by demons. By the way, demons in Pathfinder First Edition are a huge pain because they have damage reduction. Unless you hit them with with a weapon made from cold iron, or more likely a weapon that has the holy weapon, a weapon that's good aligned, then they'll just shrug it off. I always wondered, if demons are so strong like that, then how are you supposed to fight them with an army? You can't just fight you can't just equip an entire army with magic items, but you know, details.
O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of
Wait, that's me? Oh, I completely forgot. I'm the guy. I'm the wounded warrior. All right. I'm completely blind. No, I'm not. I'm lame though. What would I say at that time? Probably the first thing.
as soon as we heal.
Drink more water, guys. It's 8 glasses of water a day. You know, that's what everyone was. That's what everyone was told. What every kid was told back in the 2000s. I don't think it's. I need water right now. I'm gonna go and get some water right now. I'll be right back. Oh. All right, we're back. All right, can't. It's not a good idea to stream in without hydration. Wait, let me just make sure that my everything's correct. Alright, I think we're good.
My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You then. Yes, you. Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
Yeah, that excuse won't get you far. Son, go do your chores. Surely there is someone else here better suited to running errands.
I'll get her. Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
So yeah, this is Sela. Sela is the iconic paladin of the Pathfinder RPG. Pathfinder has these things called iconics. Iconics are the like characters that are sort of canon in the Pathfinder universe who represent the various classes. The iconic we had in Pathfinder Kingmaker was Amiri the Barbarian. She was really lovable. And now we have Sela, but I was pretty surprised that when I first tried to play through this game, I didn't actually make it very far. Like, I made it an hour in, but you know, better late than never. But Sela is always shown in like decked in complete full plate armor in her art, and it's so weird to see her in out of her armor in like everyday clothes like here. Like, reminds me of that one episode of like Teen Titans of Cyborg the Barbarian, where Cyborg gets transported to this like comic fantasy world where she meets a woman who talks about her armor coming off, something like that. Our armor comes off. Doesn't yours? Hers. And the Master Chief says, unfortunately, yes. And then he takes it off to reveal whatever that actor's name is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. And you shouldn't either.
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
So who am I? I can't be a crusader because I haven't, because I don't see any Saracens around here. I haven't lived in the city for a long time because you might recognize me then. I could be a traveler. I'm guessing you're about to tell me.
My dear prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor woman. She's been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of her.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that, so I shall defer to your wisdom. But be on your guard. I've been informed she was wounded near Canabras. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city's crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of the city.
So yeah, in Pathfinder RPG, there are many different kinds of dragons, like, and all of them are fairly intelligent and capable of performing. Many of them are capable of performing powerful magic, and some of them get involved with humans, human affairs, like scheming or scheming or politics, and others like. I remember joking about how in one of the adventure paths, Rise of the Rune Lords, it just says that this huge white dragon comes and is looking from above and decides to attack while you're out on quest. And I just thought, you have so much magical power, power and intelligence. You could be doing so many other things. You could be creating great works of art. You could be owning property and managing it. Even if you were evil, you could be organizing a network of spies or raising armies. But instead, adventurers. Yum. My voice broke.
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There. You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust. Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
Yeah, that's exactly something. That's exactly something. Something you'd say if you weren't a dragon. Prove it.
I do not know yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully. I accept your thanks, but my work is not yet done. My name is Terendelev. I am the protector of the city.
Not very talkative. Not very talkative. Other than that, are you?
Certainly, but be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return.
That's... You know, now I think that's a pretty scary thought. Imagine you get stabbed in the gut. Eventually somebody tells you like, oh, so heals you and the pain goes away. And then she says, in an hour, that horrible pain you felt, it'll come back. Like, I'd be like in a fetal position by then.
But do not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, protector of Canabras. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
Like, how do you actually enjoy a festival if you don't know anyone? Like, I went to a cherry blossom festival in a local city nearby, and I didn't actually know anyone there. I'm not very good at making small talk or introducing myself to people, and I didn't know when the friends I was expecting to meet were coming, so I just sat down on the grass and just waited for them to come. Like, usually at festivals there are a lot of shops and like game booths, but what if you don't want to spend too much money? Nah, thanks. I'd rather be, you know, at home playing games. Alright. Well, let's dink to Canabras. So many happy faces. Days like this keep our hope alive. Our city has stood strong for another 100 years. May it stay, may it stand that way for another 100. Constantine the 12th, circa 1452 BC. I mean, AD. To Her Majesty's health, to the city. To the city. May it stand for another 100 more. NPC, more NPCs, more NPCs, alright, who's this guy? You have a long name. That means you're the... I'm guessing that means you're important. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that. Just highlight everything. Oh. Get out of the way, NPCs. I have RPG business. I have RPG business to deal with, like opening every object and looting every item that isn't bolted down, regardless of who it belongs to. Where is there any stuff I can find? Is there any stuff I can pick up? Free shit, free shit. Free shit. What's this? Well... Free shit, free shit. Anything to pass the time. You know what? You know what? This at the very least, this beats just playing Total War and waiting for the turns of like hundreds of factions to pass. Oh, there we go. I guess I just needed to, what? Click on a few, click on some stuff before. Ah, there we are. Let me see if I know what all these things are called. Vrox, I think these are called Vrox, the vulture demons, and there's Babaus, the like skeleton, red skeleton demons. No, I must kill the demons. No, you are the demons. And then Zosimus was a Zombimus. Yeah, in the original, she has a much less, like, sudden end in the original adventure path. She like takes a mortal wound and collapses from the sky, and collapses and falls from the sky after being struck by the Demon Lord. But before that, she casts several protective spells on you. Oh, as you fall into a crevice. But I guess they don't have the animation budget for that. Whatever. No, you are the demons.
Take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it
Do I look like a dex build to you? Give me something I can bash things with.
Good luck.
I guess.
Get eaten now.
He's a level 100 here, a demon lord. Let's mug him!
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts. Behold, Iomade. Behold the death I sow.
You know, for an isometric computer RPG, this is actually pretty good graphics. I can see, you know, JP, I can see why you couldn't run this on your laptop. This is actually a, like,
Silver Dragon to render
it's not a AAA game, but it's at least attractive.
battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the Demon Lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
Yeah, Discari is a mythic final boss. There are a bunch of, like, super powerful final bosses that are, like, meant to be fought by mythic characters, but not really because, you know, if you, like I said, high-level RPGs are completely broken. Usually with fights like this, they either end immediately, either with like an overpowered critical strike from a super optimized character or a TPK by a bunch of casuals. Like I said, high-level RPGs are the kinds of RPGs that ruin friendships. Dead people! Free shit! Big spider. Free shit, free shit.
Holy mother of...
Do you have any free shit?
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
If you don't, can I have them?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
Alright,
Look at you! It's good to meet someone who uses brains first and brawn second.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something.
no, you don't. I have
Wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there.
I have healing magic.
Of the Eagle Watch.
You don't need to put, you don't need to hobble around a broken leg just so you can, just for diversity points. No, Just kidding. I'm not that high leveled.
See coming.
You know, I always wondered, what is the actual difference between curable loss of hit points and actual injury? Like, you know, in real life, in real life, they're basically the same thing. Actually, I remember a funny, like, comment somewhere saying, a ding of 1 hit point is like getting splattered with oil, with hot oil when cooking. But,
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendeb and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now. I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomede's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
Nah, I don't feel like doing it again. Let's see. You know, none of these really matters. I mean, it takes a very, very in-depth RPG to actually in-depth RPG to actually have your backstory affect the game. Like, I can't think of a single RPG where your backstory actually affects the final outcome of the game. Certainly not a CRPG. Like, can you think of any RPG where you have an option to customize your character's backstory, but it actually does anything for the final outcome?
Destiny is destiny. So it's either one or the other. Either fate is having a right old laugh at your expense, or Lady Luck sent you to us for a reason.
Fate isn't what brought us here, and fate won't get us out either.
Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us, with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters, beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first.
A strength-based class that actually admits that they're dumb. I feel like that's uncommon, where a warrior who admits that they're dumb, but that they're not, that their heads are full of bags of rocks, or they're full of rocks, but am I tripping? Is that actually more common than I think? Where people are self-aware about how stupid they are, because I know it's pretty common in real life. Like, anyways, you're in no fit state. The intro was so good. Are you talking about the game's intro or my intro? Okay. Alright, let's see what you can do. Muscle girl. Muscle lady. How do I read your characters? There we go. Okay, so strength 18 and an intelligence 10. 10. That's actually not that dumb. That's average intelligence, but god damn, those are some good stats. Resisting the urge to call her a Mary Sue. Nah. I think
I will help where I can.
What's your weapon? A great longsword and shield. And thank goodness there's no concept of ammunition in the game. Having a limited number of arrows and just having to pick them up as and very few ways of actually getting them back. That's that's something from that's Elder Scrolls level bullshit that I don't want to replicate. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to actually equip a weapon. Inventory.
Rely on me. We will win this war. I'm losing my temper. Together we stand.
Ooh, stuff.
Battles await. No one stands in my way.
Let's be real. Has anybody actually ever used a torch in an RPG, or do they just squint in the dark? I know I do. Flail. All right. Well, let's go.
Bright future awaits us.
Who's there?
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Can you imagine actually introducing someone like yourself in the real light? I'm Zosimus. This is Rika, and this is our new friend.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself.
What do you mean here? And you want to know his name? Why do you want to know that? He's our new friend. Just get going.
Scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
You have any interesting stuff?
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone. Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves? That's right. It would be the height.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kind of
See?
need all the supplies we can get right
I
now.
like her already. So what can you do? You are in... Camellia is Camellia, you are an... Shaman? Huh, alright.
I heed the voice of the spirits.
Let's move already.
So, I guess you're our healer. Enlarged person. And... Spirit weapon enchantment.
No reason to pause.
My temper.
Rely on me.
All this waiting for.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
None shall escape.
Alright. Giant centipede. Every adventurer's favorite, every RPG's favorite,
The light take you.
favorite intro, walking XP. That's what they're called, right? Walking XP. Loot, and it's glowing. That must be... Huh. Terendlev scale. Is this like... Like, remind me again. Scales are made of keratin, right? Scales are... I mean, I know, like, rhinoceros horns are made from basically the same material as hair and nails, but I forget what scales are made of. Are they made of keratin, or are they made of some sort of calcium? Either way, this is made. This is clearly made of hit points.
Battles await.
We're gonna fight, aren't we? Okay.
Open your heart to me.
So,
I can.
Smite is obviously something that only works against evil creatures, and
Death is life's final surprise. And
No one stands in my way.
I don't think we've gotten to the point in the game where we actually need to start doing anything other than just clicking on enemies and watching them explode, but I guess... so, I think let's just ease our way in for now.
I'll cut you wide open.
Bugs don't drop any loot, unfortunately.
Do not fear. Do not
Spirits demand your blood.
No glory without risk.
so much. I always wondered what the logic was for exactly how sort of underground ecosystems worked. Like, they keep on saying, "Oh, mushrooms, glowing fungus, insects." But the thing is, how mushrooms grow, right? They feed on living things. So for mushrooms to grow, there needs to be no, there needs to be something that have lived there in the first place. I remember when I was a kid, I went on a trip to Mexico, and I saw that there was this cave with fish inside, and what the fish's food source was? Stuff that fell in, like leaves and insects that fell in. So ultimately, their source of sustenance was coming from the surface. Ultimately, all energy to some degree comes from the sky, comes from the sun. And
We are the light. They are the darkness.
this part is especially weird. Lizards living underground. Like. Remember how the rule of RPGs. If you're going the right way, then go every other. Then go back and check every other direction.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
You are today's sacrifice.
Anything useful? Ooh, loot. See, told you. If you're going in the right direction, then go back and go the other way.
A bright future awaits my temper.
Vendor trash? Seems fine. Not sure who would buy lizard scales. No, actually that makes sense. I mean, I guess you can make like a bag or a boot out of it.
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere. When do I?
Lan, did you find it? Who is that?
Mutants. I'm guessing their backstories are going to involve some have something to do with discrimination and rejection by society, like that as part of the course. I mean, people that look people that have like weird mutations like this makes more sense they'd be discriminated against, but in society, but certainly more than like sexy superheroes with superpowers like Emma Frost and Wolverine. And I mean, there's the difference between being discriminated against because you fear someone and discriminating against someone because you're jealous of them. Personally, I think I empathize more with the with the. Let's just keep going.
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait, they might know what's going on up there.
Oh yeah, over here, yeah, you literally have an incentive, have an option to kill every NPC you come across in Owlcat games if you want to just be like, herder, I'm evil, I'm so evil. But
if things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze.
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Canabres. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
all right. Yeah, to be honest, in a fantasy world like this, where people regularly live among people who are shorter or have hairy feet or are like have the 10 stomachs of dwarves, living alongside people with like extra arms or extra or weird looking skin, it doesn't seem that abnormal. Anyways,
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. So
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
okay.
The first Crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
Tieflings are the descendants of people who sullied themselves by mating with demons. Our ancestors would never see
Oh,
that
now who's discriminating?
ground crusade.
Eating. Love is love. Don't be on the wrong side of history.
sadly, underground crusaders is a bit of a mouthful. So people usually just call us mongrels.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lan?
You know, I feel like this would have been a better conflict to introduce like later in the game.
Ourselves.
Like when you've barely seen any you're just being introduced to new characters, you don't really tend to judge people that you first meet when you're just being introduced to a new city, to a new game, new setting.
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
In Canabres, they're called mongrels. People say that they come up to the surface at night and eat anyone foolish enough to wander alone after midnight. To tell you the truth, I thought you guys were just a tale to tell kids at night.
So chuds. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard that term. You've ever heard that term, chud? You know the thing they the thing certain that's used to refer to neckbeards. Something that it's almost become synonymous now. But chud means actually comes from an old horror movie. It's called Carnivorous Humanoid Underground Dweller. I think that's what it stands for. So basically, when you call a neckbeard a chud, you're calling them living underground, living in their parents' basement, never touching grass.
That's human gratitude for you. Our forefathers suffered the consequences of demonic corruption, all to protect men.
Again, I haven't actually seen this in action. This should have said these people should have been introduced in the middle of the game.
Frightened children.
Every mongrel has their own take on it. Our chief, for example, thinks of us as something like a reserve military force. He thinks we're standing by until the moment we're needed, and when we emerge on the surface and save the day, all the people will see how good we are, and they'll love us for it. Yeah,
That's none of your business.
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the... Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
Okay, like I don't see I don't see that's how a single slightly magical sword is going to change the political change the political atmosphere of a tribe, but okay.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame and will burn anyone who touches it.
Again, I somehow highly doubt that. There's something called level progression. If we just got a hold of a powerful sword so early in the game, then as a GM, I've made that mistake too many times, giving too much loot to PCs and then allowing them to just steamroll the level progression.
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Yeah, in Pathfinder First Edition, magic weapons were not that important. Like at best, they gave you like some extra damage or like extra attack or some useless effect, but ultimately, most of your damage was going to come from feats. And I think that's one of the big problems people had with some people had with First Edition. I know it's the big problem I did. Then Pathfinder Second Edition came, and then the majority of your of fighters' damage came from impact runes and weapons, because that's when things started getting wild.
It came here with its owner a long time ago. 50,000 gongs to be precise.
70 years ago, in Uplander time.
50,000 gongs ago, our forebears found a dead angel here, along with the bodies of his comrades. The tribe gave them a dignified burial, and they were laid to rest with their weapons. But the flaming angelic sword was stuck in a rock, and no one was able to pull it out. It burned to the touch, like real fire. So the rock was placed over the angel's grave. It should be here somewhere.
And let me guess, only somebody who is truly worthy of a sword, a true warrior of a true king, can pull it out.
Maybe the angel will dig himself out and find the sword for us. That might be our best shot in this chaos.
Lan, watch your tongue.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy. Help us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. We're not. What do you think we are? Racist?
All this waiting bores me.
No reason to pause.
Found anything?
Huh. So I need to pass a religion check, a religion check to get some mushrooms. That's fine. No. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I just can't. No one.
Yeah, that's another pet peeve in this game. In this game, that quite often some really important stuff in loot or even stuff in the lore is based on what is it? Random skill checks. What's this? Oh, big. You know, the big spider. The big spider here. Can you imagine what it would look like if you saw a spider that big in real life? Like, I think that's as big as like the Goliath bird eater, the biggest spider in the world. And of course, these cartoon spiders aren't covered in like hair. Oh, I don't know if I actually mentioned this to you, but I am kind of arachnophobic. Like, the thin, like, spiders with spindly legs are okay, but tarantulas, like the hairy ones built like a tank, I don't even like to look at those things. Those things, they just make me sick. When I was a kid, and when I was like 10 years old, my parents took me to a life science museum in Denver, and my little sister, like in Baldur's Gate 3 with the perception or history rolls. I mean, this is ultimately a Baldur's Gate clone. But so, yeah, that's basically it. When you miss those rolls and miss, like, important loot and no saves, and then the only way to actually find it is to save scum, it's really annoying. Yeah, I mean, spiders, you either love them or you hate them. I mean, when you're kids, when you're a kid, you always get told how important spiders are, like, you know, because they eat pests, and like flies. But spiders were never something, tarantulas especially, were something I could never actually get behind.
Over there.
Oh, that was easy. A powerful magic sword made from an angel within the first hour of the game. Okay. A strange flash pierces the gloom, and Zozima feels drops of searing blood run down her chest. The wound healed by Terendelev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there is no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears, a cave chamber, this one or another entirely. Zozima's heartbeat quickens, and a stream of thoughts suddenly bursts into her mind, thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery! They betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. Are you Caesar? Kaiser? My trusted allies, my treasured friends, the Senate I swore to protect. The people from whom I descended from Rome and came to this turbulent and the turbulence of Gaul. There they are, up ahead, in the gloom of the world, in the gloom of barbarism. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to water their wine? Are they afraid to water their wine down? Do they believe I am about to die from their traitorous uprising? Next to me, a quiet throat singing. A Gaul with a golden mustache lies on the rocks, clutching her magic potion. And she refused to join. He refused to join with the traitors and pay dearly for it. I could have tried to run, but I will not. While I have the strength, I must. While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, Zozima intuits that she can control them somehow. Let's try to. Et tu, brute! The voice, trembling with pain and rage, carries to the farthest reaches of the caves in the stealing the strange vision. Why? Why did you betray me and your comrades? What did the servants of the abyss tempt you with? Blurred shapes, faces of several barbarians, bleed into existence. One of them, a young chieftain with his hair twisted into a knot, responds to the accusations. You and your senate have given us nothing, Caesar. Nothing. But Vercingetorix will give us everything, and there is no power in the world that will stop his advance. The frenzy of non-Roman thoughts becomes faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by one after another. A Vestal virgin in color robes observing the stars. A young gladiatrix praying, clutching a majestic glowing-winged eagle gazing into distance, his face covered by a helmet, but his voice being clearly. Roma Invicta! Senate Populus. I don't know where I'm going with this. There in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears within its depths, a vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirping and rustling emanates from the shadow, the sound piercing like hot irons lancing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees and are strangled in the Tullium, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. Shit. The force of this terrifying attack, the originating of the vision, is much greater than anything Zozima can withstand. Crippling fatigue drags her to the ground, hands trembling, cold piercing her skull, and slowly creeping along her spine. The one who sent the vision is experiencing something similar. He is broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges in the musk of the cave. It is not real, it exists only in the strange vision of or memory. But the thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. The shadow's features starkly resemble those of Discari, the terrifying demon lord. In a movement as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they called Lariel. The foolish angel is struggling on the rocks, like a fly with its wings torn off. Heh, he's being choked like Sasuke in that one meme. Where is your goddess, angel? Where is your self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven? A strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one he called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand, and down before his enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam through stained glass. Slash! The blade slices towards. Oh God. I mean, this is pretty cliche high fantasy stuff. Like, apparently in the original D&D, Gary Gygax added all this stuff like angels and demons because he himself was a devout Christian. But, I don't know. With a game title like Wrath of the Righteous, right, you don't really expect this stuff to, expect the initial, this game to be morally ambiguous. But, you know, apparently you get to make some choices like this down the line. I mean, we already had a choice to just kill these mutants right in front of us, but whatever. You know, sometime I should actually do a playthrough of one of these games where just, whenever there's an option to just kill NPCs, I take it and see how that goes. But, you know, I honestly don't have the heart to do that. You will kill me, monster, this I know. But one day, someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up and... sell it. They will raise up this sword and sell it because it is very valuable, but nevertheless vendor trash. And I will trade it out for a personally crafted weapon as soon as I can.
Hey, are you all right? You were kinda glowing just now.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
Made in heaven, or something like that. I haven't watched the later seasons of JoJo.
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
Oh, it went inside me, so I guess I can't sell it. What a shame.
Lariel? That really was Lariel? The angel from the legends. The ancestors even got his name right on the gravestone.
You. Thousands of gongs and no one's been able to touch it. And now you, an ordinary creature of flesh and blood.
Now, Wendowog, don't be a sore loser. She is clearly different from us. The sword appeared before her, along with the angel's name and all that other stuff. Because she doesn't carry our mongrel taint.
Hey, stop making this about yourself. I hate people like that.
Evil inside us. Heaven doesn't need to know any more than that. I know you're willing to tear anyone apart to uphold our people's honor, but you and Sol, you just refuse to face the truth. We are the way we are because our ancestors' bodies were corrupted by the abyss. It does the same thing to plants.
Oh my God! Stop wallowing. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You have player character stats. Stats. If you want recognition, just go and just go and kill your local. Kill a minotaur or go and kill a local minotaur or ogre and then go brag about it in a tavern. Seriously, imagine trying to impress medieval standards of thinking on your players, or telling them these people are. These people are considered second-class citizens in this world. Treat them as such. And they're like, no, I'm not racist. You can't make me be racist. Certainly not in a Paizo game.
It's only us here. Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven.
Yeah, that's what you can get a mythic path this soon. That's what I was thinking.
Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kind of need it.
Whip it out. Say no more. Unzips Fly.
Sorry, I crack jokes when I get nervous, and when I'm upset, and when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need to bring you to Chief Soul. You can show everyone the light of...
And what if she can't make it happen a second time? What?
That is just... Wow, I mean, that's amazing. Heaven has truly blessed you.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lan?
Well, they've never seen the sun. They really are chuds.
Yes, it's similar, but this light is more... golden? Chief Soul needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Let's go.
What is that?
So, the light of heaven. Nope. No, no magic sword, which means no vendor trash. Just some... Just some magical bullshit that's just going to be useful for carrying the story along. I don't want plot armor. I want metal armor.
Got it.
Okay, so let's see what you guys can do. Lan. Lan is a... Monk is a Zen archer, alright. And Wenduag is a fighter. What kind of fighter? So they're both archers. Looks like so. Basically, we have only one actual tank. One person who, to actually take any hits. So, I hope you like pain, Sela, because... Oh god, imagine if I was actually racially insensitive and brought up that joke about how black people... that obsolete theory about how black people don't feel pain like white people. No, I'm not like that.
They will break against our resolve. No match for me. Together, we stand.
Save the last one for me.
I found something.
Heartbeat quickens.
The light. Take you.
You won't survive me.
Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but you and I are the only two people here who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you. Don't show the light of heaven to Sul. Lan, he wants to play the hero. His first idea, remember? If you remember, was to grab the sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? To me, it sounds like suicide. The worst part is that the tribe might actually take his words to heart and follow where he leads. The descendants of great warriors. I believe that my people here are worthy of greatness, but that we are strong and can do many things. That's why we were chased down here. We scared people. But it's one thing to go hunting in caves and another to fight in the shield maze. I've been there. I've spent my whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There were more of us trackers at the start. We were young and stupid. What's a couple of monsters when there's a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought, but we weren't prepared. The maze isn't just a physical challenge. It's cunning and full of traps. It's dark as the primordial night, and if you close your eyes and listen, you hear whispers right behind you, and soft singing in the distance that seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies to go further. I don't want to have to do that again. And it will happen if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst through into the maze with no idea where they're going, all because Lan believes that a glowing sword will solve our problems. I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Sul is hesitant and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them, or whatever's left of them. Without any heroics, relying only on myself, risking my own life. You and your friends, you can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find the way out to the surface. I'll think about it. Let's go. It should be illegal to waste your time on anything you do not enjoy. Sounds like a commie to me. Oh yeah, that's right, the descendants of Crusaders, which means that they're of different, they're of various different species. Your first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump, with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets, all the signs of a normal village life. But tense expectation hangs in the air. A heavyset, aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way towards you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinctly rat-like appearance with pronounced teeth, and you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture.
Uplanders, eh? End times are upon us indeed.
Chief Sul, we found the angel's sword, and we found the one who can wield it. She had a vision, and now the angel's sword, together with the light of heaven, are somehow inside her. Gather the tribe. Anyone who can hold a weapon, the young ones are still alive. We can go save them.
Ah, Lan. Always dreaming, always talking. You're too hasty. Hasty for your own good. It's gonna get you in trouble. An uplinder with the light of heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind doesn't have good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan trusts people because he likes to believe. Lan? Right, Lan? I'm the chief. I don't work on faith. Show the light.
Wait. So let me get this straight. The chaotic option is to say we didn't find the sword, and the lawful option is to tell the truth? The lawful option, I think it was the other way around, where I think it should be the other way around where you want people to make their own you want people to make their own decisions, which is why you want people to make their own decisions, which is the freedom-loving option.
There he is. Hale and hearty and prim as a peacock, just like me. Snot good, too many uplanders. Snot good, snot right. What are you up to here? You're not one of us, we're not your kind. When the time comes, we'll come to you, not to you to us.
The heavenly flame blares delight at your unspoken command, the bright, pure, dancing with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam passing through stained glass. The mongrels abandon their tasks and stare, transfixed. The light is bright, but not blinding. It is warm, but its warmth is cold. Pretty, pretty, shiny, shiny, pretty, pretty, shiny, shiny. Sul is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his wide, pale face, but the old man doesn't even care to wipe them away.
So it's true. The angel did not forsake us. No, he came. Back from the dead, he came to save our children. You have the right of it, Lan. But we're neithers. We're gonna wait. I sent a messenger to summon all the tribes. It will take time, yes, but they will all come. They will all come for the light. Wait, Lan. Wait, uplanders. Rest a while in one of our huts. Our home is your home.
Alright, Chief, understood. Let's hope that a few hours isn't the decision between life and death for those kids. If they ask me what took us so long, I'll tell them it was your decision. Alright, time to level up. Do I want to multi-class? Mystic Theurge. I've always liked, honestly, I've always liked the Mystic Theurge class, being able to blend, being able to, the more spells, the better. That's all. That's what I always say. Well, I mean, what else have we got? We've got Student of War, Winter Witch, Sword Lord, Arcane Trickster. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go for Mystic Theurge. Let's go for Mystic Theurge. I'll put a point into should it be Sorcerer, Witch, or Wizard? Let's do Sorcerer. Cross-blooded, Imperial Sorcerer, Overwhelming Mage, Sage Sorcerer, Seeker, or Sylvan Sorcerer. A cross-blooded bloodline combines the power of two distinct heritages. Oh wow, I will be the ultimate Mary Sue. I will have two distinct heritages. I will be blessed by a mystery. I'll be a half-orc. I'll be a noble raised by humans. I will be everything. I will inherit from everything. Okay, so yeah, we need to... Let's go! Elemental Bloodline, Water, cause that's... cause... You know what? You know what? Let's have, just for the laughs, let's have an elemental bloodline of fire. So, Mystery of Water, bloodline of fire. Bonus feat. Yeah, you know, let's do spell focus. Let's just go full on evocation, blasting. Let's go for full on blasting. No, the thing is, evocation is generally better for casters who specialize in one class. Maybe it's better to do. Yeah, let's do combat casting, since I am sort of a melee character. Melee caster. Secondary bloodline. Undead bloodline. Then I can be an edgy Mary Sue. Choose spells. Let's take... Mage Armor. No, let's forget. Nah, Mage Armor. Forget it. How about... Grease. Grease is one of those stereotypically overpowered spells because it can make people, it can make enemies slip and fall, which fall and unable to fight back. So it's definitely one of the, it's definitely one of the cheese spells. Let's take some. Let's choose something more interesting. How about Expeditious Retreat? So I can, because you know, running fast is fun. Or Enlarged Person. This way I can do more melee damage. Yeah, no, let's do that. Enlarged Person. Stack those buffs. Alright, do we want Sela to be a... just keep going up in Paladin, or do something else? How does Eldritch Knight work? In before making her a wizard so that she can do some black magic. Nah. How about... Wait, let me look. What's her charisma? No, you know what? I think I will just keep her a standard paladin. Paladin actually can get pretty busted at high levels, especially in a game where the enemy where the main enemies are almost certainly going to be evil. All right, Spirit Hunter Shaman. I don't know much about this class, so I guess let's just... Hex. I remember there was I remember in first edition there was this hex that witches could do called Child Scent, which is... it literally means you can smell children from far away. Evil Eye. This could be this could be useful against... Wait, what's this? Fury. You know, I think I will take Evil Eye. Let's see what the Zen Archer can do. From what I know, it's one of the better archetypes of monk, because you can like rapid shoot arrows. So yeah, let's do that. Zen Archer, bonus feat, rapid shot. Fighter. Bonus combat feat. Let's see. Let's give her... Yeah, deadly aim makes sense. Don't want to spend... I mean, I know this is the point of the game. Character creation is a big point of the game, but I also know that thinking too much about like fluffy, like interesting story stuff can also get you killed in a game as difficult as this. So, anyways, mongrel. Is it wrong that I don't like to, that in settlements, I don't like to actually just loot everything because I'm afraid that, because I feel like, oh no, I can't do this, this belongs to someone. I mean, it's not really RPG logic, but I don't know, I just can't help it. Mongrel.
Lan, he's not one of us. No, not one of us. His father was one of us, but his mother, no.
Oh, that's how it all... That's why, what it makes sense. That's why he's different. There always has to be some bloodline in bloodline or heritage reason, like you remember how My Hero Academia was considered like the anti the anti-Naruto for being that way, because traditionally in anime, someone gets his powers from his family or like from some important family, because traditionally family and inheritance has been so important in Japanese culture. But like Deku in My Hero Academia doesn't actually have particularly impressive parents. He gets his powers just through his hard work alone. And of course, eating hair. Tell me about Wendwag.
Ah yes, Wendwag, our beauty, our huntress. Who is more skilled than Wendwag? There are braver fighters, yes, but brave doesn't mean skilled. Wendwag is the only one to go into the maze and come out again. The others listen to everything she has to say. Well, we're the Crusaders under the ground, the children of the first Crusaders. The world wound touches everyone. Look at us, we're all marked by it. The Uplanders didn't like it, so they drove us down here, but we have a secret. We're waiting. When the shield maze falls, that is the end of our lives down here. We will go up to the surface to fight. Until then, we don't. Our place is here. Excuses. The Chuds making excuses on why they don't touch grass. Have you drawn weapons against us? No. Have you killed us? No. Have you stolen our food? Not yet. No. Yes.
Horgus Gwyrm. Sounds randomly generated. Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope. An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to just introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gwyrm. Yes, that Gwyrm. You no doubt you have heard of me if you've spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there is anything left of it. You are a spellcaster, I presume, a sorcerer or a wizard. I cannot tell which is exactly, but it doesn't matter. Spells are always useful, especially in a city like this, situation like this. Are you a medium or some kind of oracle? It's not my field of expertise, but I can see that you are, although you don't wear any divine symbols, you do have divine power. Don't worry, I'm not one of the Inquisitors from Holrun's gang. I don't care about such things. What matters to me is the reliability of my potential companion. You are strong, and it will no doubt be no doubt trouble to you. But alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go trawling about through caves, playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. 1,000 gold coins. If a peasant got a hold of that kind of money in the High Middle Ages, he would never have to work again. But you know, this is a fantasy setting, and gold coins are the basic currency. So, like, I know I shouldn't be talking too much about other VTubers, but there's this one VTuber named Hades Mythos. Basically a VTuber role-playing as Hades, the god of the underworld, but in, what is it? In female VTuber form, and I sometimes joke. Every one of her lost souls must give 2 gold coins. Give her 2 gold coins to. So that they can make their way to the underworld and pay and meet her. But apparently the cost of an ounce of gold right now is $65. So basically, a red supa and a pink supa should be enough to ferry you across the road of across the river of the damned. But yeah, 1,000 gold coins is not actually that much in fantasy. Failed a diplomacy check. Why not 10,000 or 100? No, let's not be miserably. Let's say 1,000,000. My initial offer was a king's ransom bullshit. You likely never seen so much gold in your life. It's non-negotiable. I said 1,000. That's my final offer. Like everyone else, down I went when that accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky that I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings, and instead came across hunters from the settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, my life flashed before my very eyes, but they turned out to be decent chaps. Frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain. Okay, how do we...
Move out.
Map. August Worm. Oh, that's right, we need to rest in a hut. Well, this is good. This seems like a good place to end the stream. I think I'm going to do this more often. Maybe occasionally do Fantasy Friday. What is it? Where's that? Because, you know, I am a history VTuber, and most of my streams will have something to do with history. Usually either Total War, Assassin's Creed, or maybe Grand Theft Auto. But But, yeah. I do like stuff where I can nerd about fantasy and RPGs and stuff like that. So, let's find that resting hut. The messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance to the maze. Our people already have gone there. I've warned Anivia and that old guy who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time. There's no rush. The most important people always show up late. Everything is going to plan, but one thing's bothering me. Wenduag's gone. Let's go. Let's go. But before we do, thank you. I was happy. I forgot to thank you before, but you've done something no one else has done in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something, now that we have the power of the angels on our side. It won't change anything, of course, but at least you'll help us save the young ones. Hopefully. Let's go through the main gate. The straight road is the shortest. Alright, let's save the game. And... yeah, that was a fun stream. Thanks so much for coming, everyone. Thanks for coming, Kimba Forever and JPZ. And thanks for coming, and expect more to come.